So to me, in my view, very simple, very logical. In my opinion, I think it's logical. You got these cancers you got to fix. You got to focus on the cancer. You need surgery. You don't need a multivitamin. You don't need somebody, telling you that the rising tide will lift all boats or something like that. No, we need specific, focused work, hard work that's being done to fix this. And I don't think the American political system's equipped to do that, nor are they incentivized to do this. They are incentivized pretty much, in case you want to know what the political system is incentivized to do, they're incentivized to take care of the corporations. That's what they tend to do. That's what all this is all about. It's all about the money and the big money, the people that are making, think about this. To run for president, you need over $1 billion. You need over $1 billion to run for president. Kamala had to raise over $1 billion to do this. Trump had to raise over $1 billion. Who's giving them $1 billion? I mean, I think there was a big Zoom call where they said that black men and black women for Kamala raised $2 or $3 million or something like that. But that's a far cry from the billion required to run for president. So who's writing these checks? Who's writing these 50 million, 100 million, $200 million checks? It ain't Jay-Z. It ain't, it's definitely ain't Diddy. It ain't us. It ain't me, right? Kevin gave $1,000, right? That's good. Good start, Kevin. I think that's great. The money, most of that money is coming from big money donors. And the big money donors are coming in and they're asking for economic benefits as a result of their support. Silicon Valley did a crazy flip. Silicon Valley used to be very, very liberal, very anti-Trump. And then suddenly a bunch of them became pro-Trump. You're like, how did that happen? How did you go from being anti to pro-Trump? Well, because Trump went out there and basically said, if you elect me, then you can make more money because I'll end all these antitrust violations against or antitrust investigations against Amazon and Google and all the big tech. So big tech was like, great, you're our guy, right? That's how they think. That's how the logic sort of works. Okay. So, and then we only talk about Wall Street. Wall Street ain't nothing, they ain't about nothing but the money. They don't care what people think. They don't care about these social issues. So anyway, here's what the thing that Kamala brought up when it came to reparations that led me to say, okay, maybe she needs some help. Maybe everyone needs some help, or maybe we need a guideline and a framework to think about this because reparations is kind of my thing. It's an economic issue. Black wealth and the black business school is all we talk about. So, one thing that she said about reparations that was really interesting, and I've heard her say this before, but I have to kind of address this a little bit. Is she said it needs to be studied. She said it needs. Anybody hear that? Anybody else hear that? Where she said we're going to study it. We're going to study it. We're going to study it. In case you don't know, again, that's how the politicians kind of are. She's been saying that for a long time. When she brings it up, she says it needs to be studied. It needs to be studied. It doesn't. It's already been studied. I think that when you say it hasn't been studied, that's a very Christopher Columbus way of approaching a very sacred and important topic. And when I say Christopher Columbus way, it's almost like how they say Columbus discovered America, but there were people already here. Right? Like America didn't exist until the white man found it. When the white man got here, then everything became real. And Native Americans been here thousands of years. Africans were here thousands of years ago. Shout out to Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, right? We've known that about America long before you got here, but white folks be like, we discovered it. We gonna do an Elvis Presley on y'all. Elvis discovered, all all the stuff that Elvis stole from black people, right? But he's the first one, right? And we tend to do that. We tend to think, unfortunately, that things don't exist until white people find them, right? And so for someone to say reparations hasn't been studied, it's a problem because you're insulting the life's work of some of the smartest people in our community. You're insulting Dr.